All right, Rex. What's so important that you brought us all the way back here?
Hello, Master. It's been a while.
We did it! So, as you guys have probably heard, Clone Wars is saved. Now, the crazy thing about this is not only is this a big deal for Clone Wars fans, and, well, Star Wars fans altogether, this is a big deal for fans of the prequels. One thing that was a big problem for me personally is the fact that although I understand the prequels aren't personally loved compared to the original trilogy, I hated how they kind of just got, like, abandoned by Disney. I feel like when Disney acquired Star Wars from George Lucas, they kind of were like, yo, George, thanks for doing your thing and stuff, but unfortunately, you know, all the fans hate the prequel series and stuff, and it's just not worth it, so we're gonna have to get rid of that. And I feel like Disney really started pushing the Clone Wars away and almost abandoning it just kind of by itself and just leaving it out there. And fortunately though, Clone Wars era is back, as we can see. It turns out Disney is finally listening to the fans, what they want. I feel for a while Lucasfilm and pretty much Kathleen Kennedy pretty much looked at the prequels as a low point in Star Wars until they started making the sequel trilogy, and that starts kind of becoming the low point now. And so the prequel era and the Clone Wars are actually becoming known as better than the sequel trilogy, which is interesting to think, because overall I would say, like, I prefer the prequels over the sequel trilogy. You know, the sequel trilogy are better crafted films, even though The Last Jedi could be, you can kind of go back and forth, Last Jedi, whatever you want to say. But it's actually a very exciting time to be a Star Wars fan, because guess what, guys? This is a test. This isn't just them releasing this for the fans, which they are doing. They're releasing this to see how the Clone Wars era is going to affect the Star Wars community. If this does good, which I know it's going to, if this does good, we're going to see so much more prequel content. We might even get more Clone Wars seasons or something like that. I mean, I know they're probably going to bridge between, I think that was the Mandalore time period I'm pretty sure they're going to do, so I'm pretty sure they're just going to make this season to test out the prequel stuff. We might see more stuff from the prequels, and that's what people want. And although there's a bunch of Clone Wars stories that have already been told, they could make more. It's not like impossible. You know how Ezra and Ahsoka kind of traveled through time? Why couldn't they travel through time back to the Clone Wars? And maybe we could do like an alternate universe where we can see more Clone Wars. Maybe, oh my gosh, imagine this. Imagine if they made a show, it was an alternate universe, of course, where Anakin didn't turn to the dark side. So Dooku would still be there, Grievous would still be there, we could have all these new Force users coming in, we could have all these new Darksiders coming in. I think that'd be pretty cool. I'm getting a little bit off topic, and I'm gonna go a little bit further into that later in probably a different video. But pretty much, guys, this is a big deal. This, like I said, isn't just a win for people who like the Clone Wars. It's not just a win for Star Wars fans. It's a win for the Clone Wars era. You know, a fun era. Probably my favorite era out of all the eras in the canon. So this is a very big deal. You know, just because of that, I'm going to do something I've never did before on camera. I'm going to take off my hat. Now, the reason I'm going to take off my hat is because my hair kind of looks like Anakin's. So, just because Anakin's back, Ned Alliance's hat comes off for this episode. There we go. I look pretty good. Like, I even have Anakin's lightsaber right here. Oh, it's pretty sexy. So, yeah, I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Guys, support this. This kind of represents a change to what we're going to be seeing in Lucasfilm and just all of Star Wars. Okay, so if we support this, Disney will notice. You know, Lucasfilm will notice. The execs will notice, and they will produce more. We want to see fun stuff. Clone Wars is fun, so make sure to support the good Star Wars stuff. I'd recommend, you know, probably supporting as much Star Wars as possible, but if you don't like something, then don't support it. You know, so for real. This is a great, massive day for all of Star Wars, all science fiction, for people who like TV shows, and I'm excited. So I'm definitely going to be covering this topic more on my channel, so if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and that's it. Love you guys. Peace. If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.